Everything is changing. AI's taking over. Who's going to be the president? The economy is going crazy. There's chaos. There's wars. All these different things are going on. You know what people are looking for more now than ever? The right opportunity. So somebody probably reached out to you, and this is how you found this video where me and you were talking today. We're going to have a very short conversation, but here's the thing. Somebody reached out to you, maybe a friend or family member. They said, man, you got to check this information out. This may be the next best opportunity right now, ending off 2023. Or maybe social media. Maybe you came through a post, one of the content creations, an ad. Maybe you came through the reels, or you just messaged or seen somebody out in public, Starbucks, HEB, Target, Walmart, and they said, hey, I like your personality. I think you could be a great fit. You should check out this piece of information. However you got here, this is what we can all agree on. You're probably here for a reason. I'm a person where I don't believe in accidents, incidents, or coincidence. I believe everything is by providence. I just can't live my life thinking that good opportunities come by and I miss them just because it was an accident. So somehow, somewhere, you're here for a reason. Now, let me go ahead and tell you this. We talk about great opportunities. Now, have we seen amazing opportunities in the last 2, 3, 5, 10 years? Absolutely. But right now, it's such a unique time because a perfect storm for the financial industry is happening as we speak. Inflation's all-time high. Interest rates are going up. They're going to hit an all-time high. People can't afford the cars. They're taking out credit more than ever before. So there's a perfect storm for people to know more about how money works. And right now, there's more information on the secrets of life insurance and annuities more than ever. And so people are so hungry to find out what is the best place to put my money in, what's the best protection assets. I don't want to lose my retirement. I need something. I need somebody. Here's the crazy part. This is why it's a perfect storm. Well, our industry, the financial industry, is the #1 industry at making millionaires. By the way, we also are the #1 industry. It's easy to get into, get licensed, and make a great living. But we'll talk more about that later on. Here's the thing. You probably found this video because you typically fit into 3 categories. When I talk to people, by the way, I talk to thousands of people all the time in my organization. And when I talk to people, people typically fit into these 3 different categories when it comes down to looking at opportunities. The first one is you could be a person where you just really want to make an extra, $1,000 to $3,000 a month, which, by the way, extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month can change the house you live in, the car you drive, the place your kids go to school. This could ensure that you have an amazing retirement. You can retire early. $1,000 to $3,000 extra part-time, putting in 15 hours a week of work is not, a huge commitment for a good return that can really change your life. So we typically talk to people. You might be a person, $1,000 to $3,000. Then you could be a person where you're sitting in the middle, where you're like, you know what, Joe, I actually, make pretty good money. I make, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month. I make, $250,000 a year, $500,000 a year. But the way I'm making that money, I don't like it. I don't want to work a traditional job anymore. I don't want to give somebody else another 10 to 20 years of my life that I won't get back. I would rather have more control over my finances and my time, but I already make great money. I already make 6 figures. What can you tell me? What can I do? What opportunities are out there that I can replace my income right now, but I get all my time back? So that might be you. And then last but not least, you could be a person where you don't make a lot of money right now, or you have a great life. And you're like, you know what? My biggest issue is I want to chase something where, the ceiling is very high. I want to chase something to where, the sky's the limit. Even if you don't reach the sky, even if you don't reach the stars, even if you don't hit the moon, right? You're thinking, man, at the end of the day, I want to be into something to where if I want to be a multimillionaire, I can be. If I want to build something that I can eventually pass down to my family and it continues to pay them multiple 7 figures and generational wealth, I can. Or I can even build a business that scales, that I can sell and completely retire in the next 5 to 10 years if I want to, because I want to really do it really, really big. I'm looking for big income. This is at any starting spot. You can be making, $1,600 a month. You can be making $60,000 a month, but you're looking to do it really big. and you're saying, man, I'm that person. Is this a good opportunity? Is this a good industry? I'm here to tell you that it can be for all three of those groups. Here's the funny part. My name is Joe Walker III. I pioneered an office called New Modern Wealth in Killeen, Texas. And I joined a platform called PHP Agency, which is the fastest growing platform, which I'll talk to you more about. Fastest growing financial platform in the financial service space right now. And how I got into this business was very simple. I actually been all three stages. I started off making, $1,600 a month. Well, shoot, less than that. But in my first career, making $1,600 a month, not a lot of money, right? 23 years old, just getting married. And for me, it took me on my financial journey where I said, I can't expect my boss, my employer to pay me more. So I may have to go out there and learn about different things, find skills and do some different sales. And so that's what I did. And I've also been the other category where we made six figures. And, we enjoyed it. We enjoyed what we did, but we said, there's got to be a better way because I'm giving, 10, 12, 13, 14 hours to something completely different that honestly, I leave this employer, guess what? I have no equity. I have nothing in return. I still can't control it. I'm still abide by their time. I can't just leave when I want to. And so I've been at that place where I've made good money and feeling like, if I can just make this, but have my time back, that would be amazing. And then I got to the stage of where we're at now, where you're just saying, you know what, man, I want skies is the limits. I want to hit the peak of what everything has to offer in life. And you know what, I just want to go for it. But I've been all those places. And when we started this journey, there's no way in the world I thought that I would be sitting in front of a screen about to tell you guys about the possibly greatest opportunity out there right now, which is in the financial service space, and tell you about this company. But 5 years ago, that was not me. 5 years ago, we had just lost over $100,000 in our car dealership because, we was looking for the right thing to do. So I read The Rich Dad Poor Dad, started a car business, me and my wife, and we lost $100,000. That really broke us. I remember the night that we was cleaning out the dealership, my wife, super emotional. I'm trying to stand strong, right? Be a man, stand strong. And I remember just thinking like, you know what? Wait, we may be down, but we're not out. We're down, but we're not out. But we got to change. We got to do something. We got to keep searching. And it's crazy because I ended up finding information that blew me away. The information was information that I knew was out there. Like we heard people say, well, so-and-so doesn't pay taxes, which I'm not going to get political, but they say so-and-so doesn't pay taxes. We want to see his tax returns. Or Warren Buffett he's in a less tax bracket than his secretary. Or this company, is losing money all the time, but they're still making money. And I'm like, how's that possible? They don't make any profit, but their valuation of the stock market is going up, and many different things, and how the wealthy don't lose money. And I'm hearing all these different things about money. And I'm like, I want to know how, because I wasn't privy to all the information. And it took us on our journey, and I found financial services. And I remember sitting there with our mentor, and we was just having a conversation about how we lost all that money in the car business. But if we knew the right information and we put it into an insurance policy, we could have actually took all that losses and we would be making money to this day. Do you know we lost that money, by the way, in 2017? By now in 2023, just in the interest alone, we would have made $100,000 back, all because if we would have just knew where to put the money in the first place and how to take it out, we would have made all that money back. So would we have lost? No, but the wealthy know these things. That's not what we're going to talk about today, but that is the information in our opportunity that we give people. And this is why we're the fastest growing. And this is why right now, I'm going to show you, make a case, well, this could be the best opportunity for you to do business. Now, the name of our company is PHP Agency that we're partnered with. Like I said, my company is called New Modern Wealth. That is actually my company name, and we partnered with PHP Agency, the fastest growing marketing agency. And we started off this thing with 2009. In 2009 with 66 agents, currently having well over 30,000 licensed agents and counting. Actually, we just crossed the 40,000 mark of licensed agents. And our company is ran by, well, some of you guys may know him, a very, very famous CEO, #1 CEO on YouTube for entrepreneurship, Patrick Bet-David. Now, it's very interesting because you can see some of the people that we've attracted and Patrick has attracted like Kevin Hart, Kobe Bryant, Mark Cuban, Robert Kiyosaki, by the way, and many other people that he's been in partner with conversations and attracted to the company. But this is actually how I decided to get inside of the company. I was following Patrick in 2013 when he only had 50,000 subscribers. He actually has well over 4 million at this point. But he was talking about things I never heard of. Talked about how to create wealth and entrepreneurship and money. And even though we took some losses, but some of the things that he covered in one of his videos, a particular video called 10 Reasons to Never Give Up, really changed my life. It was a paradigm shift because, there was a point we thought about giving up in the car after we lost $100,000 in the car business. But he made a video where why you shouldn't give up, why you should keep pushing, why you just got to keep searching for that thing. And sometimes you're the right place and you're the right person in the wrong place. And sometimes, you have the right idea, it's just the wrong time. And the video was so impactful, I suggest you definitely check it out. But the biggest part about it is it led me to the financial service industry because he made a video about how to create wealth, and it blew me away about the information, the opportunity, and how you can build something for yourself that you can have for as long as you would like. You can pass it down. And honestly, you build in the industry that's an old industry, but they are still old when it comes down to in their ways. They're old dogs stuck in their old ways. And it's crazy because most of the industry is like blockbuster videos, where our companies like Netflix, which I'm gonna show you the difference. But most of the industry is like Blockbuster. Our company's like Netflix. And that's one of the reasons why I say, you know what? I would love to partner with this company and learn more. So I actually came through this company through Patrick Bet-David, through YouTube, and I called the company for 8 months. How do I learn more about the financial industry? I want to be a part of the most powerful industry in the world, the industry most likely to make you a millionaire. You can Google that. I want to be a part. How? And I was able to find my mentor and was able to learn. And, 5 years later, we built a beautiful office in Killeen, Texas. And we're the fastest growing financial company, private company in our area. A part of course, the fastest growing company in the United States in the financial industry. So our mission as a company is very simple. We want to save America by bringing back free enterprise and hope to American families. Most people don't have hope right now because of everything's going on. And the sad part is, it used to be where more Americans back in the day was entrepreneurs and had businesses. Now more people have more jobs. It used to be like inverted. It was like 80% of people had a business. They had their family farm. Their families had been. They passed down the business. They've passed down the family trade. And it was only 20% of people had jobs. And then it flipped to where really only about 20% of people are entrepreneurs and have businesses, and 80% of people work for someone. And here's the thing, this is not a knock against people working for people, because I don't think it's a bad thing. But here's the thing, most people, if you could tell them, hey, you can make the exact income you want to make, you can have your time back, and you can control that so that way you can still make money whether you're working or not, most people would take that any day of the week, right? So our mission is very simple. We want to teach people, educate people about money. We're not a sales organization to where our only job is to try to just convince people. We want to persuade people to do the right things and make good decisions. And that's our business from that perspective. That's why it's Save America by bringing back free enterprise and hope to American families. The other part is our goal is to provide the right opportunity to the right people. A lot of people look for the opportunity. Like I said, one person looking for 1,000 or 3,000, they just need extra money. That will be perfect for them. Then you have some people where they make good money. They're already six-figure earners, and they're looking to get their time back. They want more control over their life. That was a big thing for me. Self-discovery for me was all about control. And so some people are looking for control, the same income. And then some people just want to explode. They want to be multimillionaires. They want to be able to have a company doing $100 million a year and be able to sell that. And so there's many different people that we attract in our company, but most of the time it comes down to needing an opportunity in the right timing at the right place with the right people. That's something that we provide in our company. Our vision is to have 500,000 licensed agents in 2029. By 2029, making us the biggest financial company in the financial services with licensed insurance agents in the United States. And that's our goal. And the reason why we know we're going to get there is because we know what we do is best for people. And like I said, our competitors are Blockbuster, we're Netflix. And so when it comes down to that, I want to talk to you about why we do what we do, because I'm telling you who we are, but let's talk about why we do what we do, which is honestly probably the most important thing of this whole presentation. Now, why we do what we do is very simple. We want to help people go from one side to the next. 95% of people make $100,000 or less. And essentially these people, live paycheck to paycheck. So there's an article, and I'm gonna go to this article that CNBC made. It says 64% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Now, here's the crazy thing about that. Well, and this what I thought was very interesting to me, where it talks about the higher income earners are living more paycheck to paycheck than ever before. So it says for the first time, more than half of all six-figure earners also said that they are feeling the stretch. 42% jump than a year ago. That is crazy. And so when it comes down to the aspect of, where's the information and how does this work when it comes down to business and opportunity and having a job? Well, people are living paycheck to paycheck. When you make less than $100,000, this is an issue. The next thing is when it comes down to savings. People don't know where to put their money. People are saving money in the bank. There's nothing wrong with the bank. I believe in other people's money, OPM, nothing wrong with the bank. But here's the thing. That's not a good place for long-term savings. And so they don't really have other choice. And they'll use things like the bank. But the bank doesn't really give them big returns. So that's why a lot of people their net worth don't increase, because they don't really know where to put their money. And if you're only getting 1%, you're not even beating inflation right now. And inflation is well over 9% currently and increasing. So another thing is most people rent. And the reason why I like to show this part where the average monthly apartment rent in the United States has increased from 2020 to 2022 in staggering numbers. And in most cases, it has increased by 10 to 20 to 30%, depending on where you're at. Now, here's the thing about that. Certain places is not that bad, but other places worse. But here's what's scary about renting. Renting in an economy where the housing market is also increasing in value. So when people are buying homes at more money than they used to, with higher interest rates, it's going to continue to drive the rent up. And it's very hard to build wealth when you're renting apartments, when you're renting a home, when you're renting different things, if you don't have the proper strategy to build wealth with that. And that's the biggest issue right now, is that people that make less than $100,000, they don't really understand, they're not in position to buy. So they're still renting, and that's costing them a lot of money and wealth. And then the 401k is something that people depend on under 100,000. They say, hey, my 401k through my employer is what I'm going to use to retire. But I would like to show you an article that Forbes put out. And that article has Fidelity and it has Vanguard. Now, by the way, this is information purposes, that I'm giving you. But look at this. Fidelity and Vanguard are some of the biggest asset managers in the world. And look at the averages and median balance of people entering retiring age or close to it. And Fidelity, the median, which the average is 175,000, but most people in their Fidelity account 401ks have $53,000 in between ages of 50 and 59. And in Vanguard at 65 plus, look at this, 65 plus, the average is 279,000, but most people, the median balance is $87,000. Now, that is not a lot of money. And when we talk about people needing to focus on retirement and people wanting to eventually not work until they're in their 70s, well, this is an issue that people are facing when they make less than $100,000, is they're using things like 401k, which there's nothing wrong with the 401k, but for most people, it just has not worked out. And so because for most people, it hasn't worked out, but that's the only information they have, and that's the only tool they have, they depend on it, and they're not coming out of retirement. So that's Vanguard, that's Forbes. Vanguard and Fidelity showing that. Now, next thing we're going to look at on this category is the Social Security. Now, we can all agree, if you're a millennial or even Gen X, I would say, oh, you're probably not going to see Social Security. The Social Security is just already not enough money, and it's not going to really survive through through baby boomers' retirement. But we're going to pay into it. So, but people under $100,000 depend on Social Security to retire on. Unfortunately, that is not going to be available for the next generations unless the government gets very, very aggressive and do something about it. Is that going to happen? We don't know. More than likely, history is going to tell us that it may be a program that doesn't work in the long run like it was supposed to when they first designed it. Now, this is our goal, is to educate people to the next side. Now, everybody doesn't make, who's wealthy makes 250,000, but we want to show people how they can, one, make 250,000, being the top 5% of income earners. But not only that, think how those people think. A big reason why people don't have the right information is because they don't have the right representation. And part of having the right representation is very simple. You need to be able to talk to people who know exactly what they're talking about, who understand investments, who understand stocks, mutual funds, insurance, and owning property, and understanding how people can be financially free. Now, here's the thing. Investments are a very big part of becoming wealthy. And there's many different types of investments, alternative investments, many different types of investments. But a big part that we show people on the other side is how you can use the stock market to your advantage. So let's look at the stock market, and let's look at the S&P 500 historical data. Now, in the historical data in the S&P 500, you'll actually notice something. Well, the last couple of years, especially the last 10 years, we've had a very, very good bull market, right? And you can actually see from 2009 right here to 2023, it hasn't been very bad. We have some dips here and there. But here's the thing. When the dot-com crash happened, you have from 2000 to 2010, do you know this is actually considered the lost decade? Because you had all these losses in the early, then you had the gains, and then you got hit with 2008, where the average person lost 30 to 50% of the retirement in 2008. So if you was about to retire, you just lost 30 to 50%. That's a lot of money. Now, here's the thing. From 2010 and on, the market, we have one of the biggest bull runs that we've ever had in our history, longest lasting. And now maybe we're getting some slowed down when it comes down by the end of the year. We'll see. But here's the thing that we teach people when it comes down to money. Imagine having all these greens, 29% 2013. Imagine having the 23% gain in 2009. Imagine having the 26% in 2003, even going all the way up to 2019, 28, 2020, 16, 2021, 26%. Imagine having all these gains, but all these reds, 19 negative, -6, -38, a string of 10, 13, 23 negative. Imagine having all of that and not losing a penny. That's a big thing that we show people on how that works when it comes down to being in the market, taking advantage of the right type of products, right strategies, right investments, and then being able to get nothing but the positive without the negative. Another thing that the 200 people that make $250,000 or more, they understand mutual funds, but they understand insurance. Now, I want to show you this. When it comes down to the insurance industry, a lot of people really don't know how insurance works. This is what we do, which I'll tell you more about. But what we do is we show people the secrets of insurance and how you can use it for more than things of passing away. But let me actually show you how banks use insurance, because this is a big part. Your bank put a lot of money in insurance, and this is just a nice little piece of information for you that talks about the banks ranked by life insurance assets. By the way, this is not life insurance sales. This is assets that they have. Now, check this out. Bank of America, $24 billion in life insurance asset. Wells Fargo, $19 billion in life insurance assets. Chase, $12 billion. So if these banks are trusting insurance companies with life insurance assets in the billions, we always ask people, why don't you? Why don't most people put their money inside of insurance policies when these banks are putting billions of dollars into these insurance policies, into life insurance assets. Now, here's the thing. If I scroll down, we can get into the top 200s, and you see these are small banks that still have $50 million. Texas Bank and Trust, $50 million of life insurance assets. So banks are using this to build wealth. The biggest question is, why don't you? And then owning property. We're a big component of teaching people, and this is what the wealthy do, man. They own property. They understand why it's very important to own this property. But I would like to show you this. Look at the difference. And this is a big part where you're looking at, why people should own property and what benefit is there. So if you look at the difference between 1980 to 2020, and look at home sale price increase by 416%. It's crazy. And if you look at from 80 to the third quarter of 2023, 576% increase. What does that mean? That means that if somebody bought a home in the 80s, that is worth 5 times more. So you buy a home for $200,000 in the 80s. That would have been a pretty expensive home. But now it would be worth $1 million. Why don't more people buy homes as an asset? Well, that's because a lot of times people don't have the right information. They're not in the right position. They don't have the right income. They don't have the right opportunity. So this is things that the wealthy do, or people that are in the top of the income bracket do, and most people don't. That just brings us all the way down to our main goal, helping people become financially free by 50 years old. But of course, some people are past 50 when we're helping them, so we help them catch up in the shortest amount of time possible. That's why we do what we do. We want to show the realities of, man, you can go from the left side to the right side and be able to build real wealth by understanding information through education. So now that I've kind of told you who we are, why we do what we do, I now want to tell you our process in the next couple of minutes so you can see how beautiful this opportunity is and why you may want to really consider, you know what? I'm glad somebody invited me to watch this video. I'm glad I reached out on social media. I'm glad that they ran into me. I'm glad my cousin, my family, my son, my daughter, my dad, my mom, whoever it may be, told me to watch this information on the industry. This is what makes us very different than our competitors. It's how we get our clients, how we treat our clients in the process. Like I said, the industry is so old, they still treat this thing like back in the 80s. So things that we don't do. We don't cold call, we don't door to door, we don't even buy leads. What we do is we get our clients through referrals, word of mouth, and social media. Why? Well, who's the best, most known person that you've ever heard of? It's Jesus Christ, right? And we don't have to be very religious. It's Jesus Christ, right? Everybody knows who Jesus is. Last time I checked, Jesus didn't have an Instagram. Last time I checked, Jesus didn't have, Facebook. Last time I checked, Jesus wasn't buying leads and doing different things. What he did was provide good information. He provided good content. And of course, he provided the right solution for a very, very big problem. And people told other people. That's how our business works. We provide an amazing solution for a very big problem for people, and people tell other people. When you help somebody get out of debt, when you help somebody grow their income, when you help somebody get on track for retirement, when you help them build money inside of a policy and then they buy their first real estate property with, or you help them protect their business, or you help them have working capital for their business, and you help people do all these different things, guess what they're going to do? They're going to refer you to other people. So as an agent, that's what we teach. As a company, that's what we teach our agents how to do. And we use these tools like social media. It's something we don't rely on, but it's an amazing tool to get the word out. It's a bigger microphone, and you just make a really good content. We're the best company at making amazing content for people to be able to say, you know what, I want to know more about insurance and different things. I want to know more about annuities. I want to know more about money and getting out of debt because they see our amazing content on social media. So that's our business and how we get our clients. Now, this is the process. It's very simple. What we do is we educate people about money. I teach them about investments, teach them, how to protect their money, how to save money, and how to make money. And then the way we go about it is because we're not an insurance company or we don't work for insurance companies, we're partnered with many amazing companies. Some of them you see here on the screen that we're partnered with and many others. But what makes us so unique is that we don't work for any one of these companies. So what we do is when we design a strategy and we talk about and we find that fit for that person, that function for that person, and address that need, we're able to go through our vast network and find the right thing for them. Now, that gives an advantage because if you work for a company, well, of course, you're going to say, well, I work for this company, so the best thing for them is what? Well, what you already have. That's the only thing. And in this marketplace where people have the internet, you can't compete no more with only one option. So we got all the way around that by having many options with all the main carriers. Carriers like, Fidelity, $3 trillion in assets, massive company, AIG, American National, they've been around over 100 years. NLG, National Life Group, they've been around literally 200 something years. They was giving out death benefits of the Civil War and the Titanic, right? So all these different companies that we work with and many others have been around, and that's who we show our clients the right strategies, the right products through them. And then this is what's so cool. This is what's cool. Once we find that for them, we actually get compensated from that particular agency, that insurance company, that financial institution. So our clients pay us nothing. We don't charge for courses. We don't charge for consultations. And we don't even have any type of upcharges or markups of any costs inside of our policies with our clients. So when they get it, they get world-class service from us. And at the same time, they pay nothing but what they put inside of their policy or pay for their product or their investment. So it's amazing. And that's one of the reasons why we are outgrowing everybody is because the way we go about business, we are educators more than just salesmen. We consult people more than try to sit here and convince people. And we just help them make the right decision and find a solution. So that's our process of clients. Now, I know you're starting to wonder, Joe, this sounds good, but my brother, get to the money. I want to know that everything, your whys, your house, all this is great. But what I want to know is something about money. I'm liking all the information, but I need to know, is there money to be made in the industry? Well, let's go ahead and talk about this money, because a big part of our business is helping people and then, of course, being compensated. We can't say that we are the number one industry at making millionaires in the financial services without you guys knowing about how the money works. So let's talk about how the money works. It's very simple in the insurance industry, the way you get compensated. But we'll go and look at two different sides. We're going to look at the personal producer and we're going to look at the broker. Now, when you're looking at these two different sides, we're going to use an example of a family on the personal producer side saving $25 a week, which is $100 a month, and they save that for 4 weeks. The way we get paid is called 12-month advance. That's what we get paid up front in the insurance world. So that family for the year would be $1,200. The insurance company pays $1,200. The average agent contract is 50%. So an average agent who's trained, they're out of orientation, they're trained, they're doing okay for themselves, they can make $600 off of that one client. By the way, is $100 a month a lot? Is $25 a week a lot? No, that's like a Chick-fil-A meal, right? So they're not going to put a whole lot, but you can make $600. Here's the crazy part. That presentations that we do for people, we're talking about, these are 30-minute presentations. I got to kind of zero in on this. We're not talking about long presentation. We're talking about 30-minute presentations, and then we do a fact and find, and then we sit back down with them for another 30 to an hour to implement the strategies and the information that they want and the policy. And so you're talking about maybe an hour to 2 hour appointment. You make $600. You tell me how many people is making $300 to $600 in an hour? Not many people. You can do that in the financial industry, by the way, on very little amounts of money. Now, if you're looking to just make an extra couple $1,000s, they say that extra $1,000 a month will change the car you drive. An extra $2,000 a month will actually change the home that you live in. And so if you help one family a month, that's $600. You help two families, that's $1,200, right? That's every 2 weeks. But if you help one family a week, this is not a lot of commitment. One family a week, $2,400 that you can make. That's $28,000 a year. For most people, that would double their income. For a lot of people, even if you make, $100,000 a year, that's a 28% increase in income. That's a big deal. Most jobs will never give you a 28% increase in income. So that's a personal producer, and that's very much from a part-time position of a person after they've learned, after they've gotten skilled in a few amount of things in a business. That's what they can expect to make. Now, let's look at the other side of the broker side. This is a broker who's running a very small agency. This agency is not a big agency. You don't have thousands upon thousands of people. This is a small agency of agents who know what they're doing. So we're not gonna say, and these agents are probably, making anywhere between 50,000 to six figures. But it's a small agency. So a broker with 10 agents helping 10 families a month. So you got 10 agents that help 10 families. That's 100 families a month. Well, at that same $25 a week, which is $100 a month, that's $1,200. That's $120,000 for that month that your business brings in. Well, the broker bonus is 25% on average, 25% broker bonus. You're talking about that's a $30,000 every single month by building a profitable agency. But more than likely, if you have an agent that's helping 10 families, they're making close to six figures, if not six figures. And you're making, by setting up the business, whether, by the way, this business can be done online, it can be done in person. But by doing that and building a business, leading people, motivating people, helping people, being able to take very difficult things and make them simple, you can make $360,000 a year by having a small agency. I think for me, that's super, super exciting because you can make an amazing income with really just helping other people build their business and helping people become financially free. So obviously, that's not the most money you can make, but I wanted to give you something very realistic when it comes down to a person part-time or a person that is full-time running a small agency. Now, I know that you're probably getting very excited. And at this point, you're saying, okay, I know what you guys do. I know why you do it. I know how you go about doing it. The money is looking good. I can see how the money works. I can pretty much, pick how much money I want to make, build my skills up, build a business. I can build a business, where I'm part-time making a couple $1,000s, which most of our agents are part-time. They make a couple $1,000s a month. That's what they do. Or I can have a full-time income replacer, or I can build a small agency. Or of course, you can go as big as you want and make millions and millions upon millions of dollars in this industry if you would like. Our CEO, by the way, started off as a part-time agent. And then he scaled all the way, Patrick Davis scaled all the way up to where he sold his company for a couple $100 million. And here's the crazy part. Now this man is running one of the biggest podcast channels in the world. And he's a minority owner of the Yankees, all because he started off with a part-time opportunity. And this industry, he's worth hundreds of $millions. And he came from this particular company as an insurance agent with an insurance license and built a great business. So sky's the limit. Now, I know you're wondering, all right, Joe, I'm liking everything I'm hearing. I'm really saying, you know what, man, what can I do to build a bigger income for myself? How do I get started? What does it take? What do I need? What do I got to do? I know that's the biggest thing that you're thinking about. So let's go ahead and go through that. What you need to get started in this industry. Well, it's actually not a lot, but I have to say this. If you have any felonies, bankruptcies that's not been discharged, misdemeanors, or tax liens, it's going to be very difficult, but not impossible. We actually have people who've had felonies who, after a certain amount of time, you'd have to get with our license coordinator. If you do, or even misdemeanors, we've been able to still get them licensed and appointed. But here's the good thing. There's not a time commitment to this. You don't have any hours that you have to work in particular. You don't have any quotas that you have to work by. So this is definitely a business opportunity for you that you would have to structure for yourself. But the cost is only $200, $199. That is it. That's all it costs. to actually join our company is $199. That is going to give you our Bamboo and FLS software, which these softwares are worth millions of dollars. You get access to this by being a part of PHP Agency with us. And we show you how to do that. And here's the thing, that is your business in a box. It's going to help you submit through electronically through all your carriers. It's going to help you manage your clients, manage agents, and managing your license information and build as big of a business as you want. On top of that, your software is going to also cover an extensive training. We have many different types of trainings. We have, of course, classroom training. We have the licensing training to get licensed, because you do need to get licensed in your state. By the way, you can get licensed in many different states after you pass your test in one state. And it's going to also come with mentorship and coaching training, where you're going to see the best of the best actually helping people with money. And you get to watch them do that. We are big believers that 30 minutes out in the field watching somebody do what you're going to be doing is way better than 15 hours of book training in the classroom. And so here's the good thing for you. You get an extensive amount of training, and right now it's only $199. And I have to say this, you got to be very urgent with this if you're watching this and if you made it this far and you're saying, you know what, I'm really considering this. I'm looking for a change in my life. I want to do something different. I want to make more money. Well, they say faith without work is dead. And a lot of times people, have been in the wrong things, at the wrong time. And then they say, well, shoot, that didn't work for me. And that didn't work for me. Well, how is this going to work? Well, I can tell you that we have a perfect storm in this industry. And this is really, truly the right season. It's truly the right timing. We truly have the best opportunity when it comes down to the financial service industry. And if people want to go from being a six-figure loser to a six-figure winner, well, this company is really it. And I can wholeheartedly say that for us, we tell people, for $200, you're going to learn more about money in 30 to 90 days than you probably ever learned in your entire life. And what's the best way to become wealthy and learn how to become wealthy? Well, it's very simple. You get into something where it teaches other people how to become wealthy, and then you teach people, and then that's really the best way to learn. That's the best way to learn. And if you're a person where you're looking for, you say, man, you know what? I just need the right environments. I need the right opportunity. I can tell you for me, what I needed most when I made my paradigm shift, I'll never forget it, 2018, July 29th, is when I was 29 years old, about to be 30 years old, and I made a massive paradigm shift. And I said, look, things got to change for me. I make great money. I have a home. I have the F-250. I've got many different things. But I didn't have control. I didn't control over my time. I didn't have control over my income. I didn't have control over my future. I had no control. And I just remember being at a place saying, you know what? At what point am I going to allow someone else to control me and not being able to have more control over what I want? Because that's what was important for me. Time, income, being able to advance as fast as I want to advance. And then I even looked, I said, you know what? I don't want to work another 10 years, and then get nothing in return. I mean, I have no equity. I don't want to just work for 10 years and have no equity into nothing, meaning I give you another 10 years. And if I leave this job, I leave this company, what do I get from it? Nothing. It's a thank you, see you later. And those things was important to me. And if there's anything that's important to you, what I can tell you, that we as a company are growing so fast and we're getting so good at helping people win, because that's our culture. It's a winning culture. It's a winning environment. It's teaching people who typically don't have the right information how money works. And a lot of people fail in life because there may be a lot of information out there, but there's not the right representation. And so I want to know, how urgent are you? How urgent are you? If you want something to change right now, this is the right company that's going to help you. It has completely changed my life. We make more money than we've made. We became equity owners, a part of PHP. We're going to get more equity now that PHP is with Integrity Marketing Group, IMG. And it's completely changed our life. Me and my wife have gotten on multiple free trips. They're going to take us to Bora Bora. I can tell you 100%, one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And it's up there. It's up there with giving my life to Christ. It's up there with marrying my wife, Crystal Walker. And joining PHP Agency is right there when it comes down to life-changing decisions that has made my life very, very, very amazing, you know, and I invite that for you. I invite that for you to learn more about it, to be able to get back with the person who asked you to watch this video, and make the right decision. Make the right decision. Our company is growing so fast, I can guarantee that this opportunity is getting better, but it's not going to always be at 199. Mainly because we're in our growth phase, so we're looking for good people. I was able to pay 199, no franchise fee, because I was looked at a friend, no franchise fees, paid 199, and was able to go from, I have no idea how this industry works, to making multiple six figures in this industry, on my way to go make seven figures, all because I joined the right system and the right company and had the right mentorship. You have that same opportunity. So with that being said, I look forward to meeting you, whether it's through Zoom. I look forward to meeting you in our local office. I look forward to having that phone call with you and hearing that testimony, that, man, you made a decision to join with us and learn an amazing amount of information about money, and that your income in life is growing, and that you can really say, you know what, I see my future is much better than my past. With that being said, future looks bright for you. I look forward to you being a part of the financial industry with us, helping people have a better life. So with that being said, future looks bright. See you guys later.